In the next few minutes, you'll find the solution to preventing snow and ice dam buildups on your home or business. Solutions that are cost-effective and necessary in preserving the integrity of your roof. You'll meet the CEO, homeowners, and an insurance professional. Welcome to Thermal Technologies, innovative roof de-icing systems for residential and commercial properties. Now, here's your host, Janine Diamond.
This is Michael Gurr. He is the founder of Thermal Technologies, and we just want to chat with you a little bit today, Mike, and find out about this product. The Thermal Technologies de-icing system is actually designed to solve problems. Is that right?
Absolutely. We've created a system that is the best on the market for solving many different problems, from ice dams, icicles, the retained water up on the roof line, preventing mold and mildew and mold spores in the home, and a lot of different issues.
And you know, these are things that maybe a lot of people don't really think about until they experience it.
Absolutely. Half the time people are not proactive, they are kind of reactionary. You know, we have ice dams, we have problems, and we have issues that happen within the home, but we're not thinking about it ahead of time. But we have systems that are designed to solve that ahead of time.
Can you tell us a little bit about the system, how it works, and you know what it is, why it's so good?
Yeah. We've created an aluminum alloy panel system that absorbs heat and transfers it over a larger surface area. So we can reduce the cost of energy used to eliminate ice issues or ice dam problems by absorbing that energy properly and transferring it properly.
You actually brought a sample of the system.
Right.
Let's see, maybe that will help us know how it works.
Yeah, this aluminum alloy panel system is designed with channels inside of it to absorb or to accept the self-regulating heat cable or hydronic tubing. It's the only heated liquid system in the world for de-icing systems on the roof line. It's kind of like your radiant floor heat for in your home or your driveway, but we take it to the roof, and we can reduce almost 99% of energy cost by using that heated liquid versus standard electricity. But what is key about this is that we have direct contact with the heat source and our panel. The surface area of the panel. So we directly transfer the heat to the panel and throughout that whole panel directly, not indirectly like other panel systems where they're heating airspace and trying to generate enough heat to heat a surface area. We directly transfer that heat through direct contact from the heat source to our panel system itself.
And how does this actually sits on the edge of the roof?
Yeah, this is one of our systems, but this one, it's a 12-inch panel. Mounts on the edge of the roof line. 6-foot panel takes 3 screws to install.
Wow.
Very simple. This portion slides up underneath, say, your second or third course of shingles. Once it's mounted in place, your cable or your tubing's put in place, you just snap your top panel in and you're done.
That's
simple.
it.
Yeah.
So when you send your guys out here to install this for someone, it's not a big
No, not
deal.
at all.
It's easy.
It's very simple. A handy homeowner could do it quite easily. You know, you're do-it-yourself, or if you get a ladder and a drill and you're not afraid of heights, you can easily take care of your system problems yourself.
So that is an option that a homeowner
absolutely.
could install it themselves. Oh,
You
okay.
bet. Or we can send out our contractors of choice or certified installers to install the system for you, to help design and lay out the system and have it installed.
I do want to ask you while I have you, you have some large commercial projects you're working on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do many different churches or surgical center roofs or universities. We have products kind of designed and developed for the Freedom Towers in New York.
Wow.
So, you know, anything from your little 12-foot panel for, you know, my little grandma to many large commercial projects, resort, communities, and all that kind of stuff.
So there really isn't a project you couldn't handle?
Oh, no, not at all. Melt anything from just inches to your whole roof if you want.
Mike, it's been really nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think we understand it a little better now.
Very good. Thank you.
I'm here with Brandon Julian at his home where he has installed a Thermal Technologies roof de-icing system. And Brandon, from what I understand, you are really happy with this product.
Very much so. It's incredible technology and works like it's supposed to.
What made you decide to go with the Thermal Technologies system versus something else that's out there?
That in itself, the advanced technology, it's a system that it transfers heat unlike any other panel system that I could find in my research.
Now, you obviously have some major winter weather conditions where you live. describe some of the snow and ice problems that you were having.
Well, specifically 2 winters ago, we had, I don't know, something close to 600 inches of snow that winter. And it was, this was a new home then. We'd been in it about a year at that point, or 6 months. That was our first winter. Not knowing what to expect, we knew the winter, but we didn't know what to expect as far as how the roof, the valleys and the different areas of the roof were going to handle snow. And that particular winter, there was so much with the thawing and re-icing and thawing and re-icing that we had some pretty serious problems with ice dams, and it gets up under, even with the ice sheeting and everything they do on the roofing today,
Yes.
it still wasn't, it wasn't nearly enough to, the melting and thawing just created huge ice dams in a few spots that.
So you were worrying about it all the time?
Well, it literally got inside the house, and that's what
Wow.
ice dams do. They build up enough in the valleys to where they'll get into your interior walls and surfaces, and we literally had crews out here twice chipping ice blocks off of certain spots, and then got a flyer in the mail from the Thermal Technologies, and it was just perfect timing. It wasn't requested. I researched their technology and called Mike at Thermal Technologies and said, wow, we've got some real problems. Can you come out and help us take a look? And that's what prompted the installation.
Now, before Thermal Technologies, had you tried some of those other products out on the market, like, I don't know, there's heating tape?
Yeah, heat tape is the traditional, and they just zigzag. Everybody sees it all over mountain communities, and they just zigzag literally a piece of electric wire on your roof, and it works. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do to a degree, but it doesn't stop in certain areas, especially valleys and difficult sort of. I think they call them hip bag crickets, whatever it is.
Yes, and you have some difficult roof lines.
Yeah,
here.
there are some tricky ones, and the heat tape doesn't necessarily help that, and it won't stop the damming, and it also is, it's very inefficient. It's a piece of wire. It's electrical wire. That's,
something you're going to have to replace eventually.
Yeah, and it's laid on your roof. It's
Right.
not, so probably 80% of the heat generated from that wire just is gone.
Yes.
And as opposed to when these guys, they literally run that heat tape inside these panels, then it radiates that heat out over an extruded piece of metal, these roof panels, so you get much more efficient heat distribution.
Okay. Well, now here's the other thing, the other real advantage. I know you like to go on vacation on occasion, as we
Sure.
all do. How does this thing work when you're gone away? Do you have to worry about it?
Now, you know what, we installed another, they've got a couple different options on that. We installed what's called an ambient temperature control. So, and it's built into the electrical system, and it's in a place where at 36 degrees ambient, which means air temperature in a shaded area, not in a sunny area, the system will turn off. So if we're gone for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that, it's really automatic. You don't have to worry about it. You know that it's going to kick on if it's snowing and it's required. And if it warms up in the day, especially in the spring months, or early fall months, it kicks off, so you're not wasting a lot of energy.
That's just fantastic. You sound like you would recommend this product to anyone else who's out there shopping.
Absolutely.
Dave Russell knows firsthand just how serious ice dams can be. Dave, tell us your story.
One day in the winter, my wife went out onto our deck. We have a 3-story house in the back and then 2-story in the front. The deck is on the 2nd story. She went out onto the deck, fortunately left the door open and going out onto the deck. Walked out, grabbed something she went out there for, came in, and when she shut the door, there was a rumble, and all of a sudden, a whole bunch of snow and ice just came down right where she was.
Just crashed down.
Actually broke the deck, broke the railing off the deck and everything else. Had she shut the door when she went out, the circumstances could have been really bad.
A lot different.
Which really changed the way I looked at solving this problem. It wasn't just about, okay, is my house going to have some damage? As big a problem as that was, it really changed. I realized that this can be an issue that can affect the safety of my family, and I'd never really thought of that. So in looking at what product I was going to use, since the product I had didn't work.
So you did have a system in place?
Had a system in place that was supposed to work. It was supposed to be good. It wasn't the best, wasn't the most expensive, because I didn't think it was a big deal. I realized that that wasn't the way I needed to view it, that I was dealing with a whole lot more than just there may be some ice on my roof and it may cause a problem with a gutter or something. It became a lot more than that to me. First, I became convinced that I had to fix the problem and that what I had didn't fix the problem. Then, in looking at what the solutions were, I became convinced that the smartest way to go was thermal technologies, because it fixed the problem, and for the long term, it was actually less expensive in a lot of different ways. The great thing is, thermal technologies' blend of effectiveness and cost was, pretty much everything I could hope for. So it's good technology, cost makes a lot of sense, the ongoing cost is much less expensive, and my house is protected. As is my family, and that's, I can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, can you?
Nope, I can't.
Dave, thank you so much for talking to us. Make sure this never happens again.
That's up to Thermal Technologies, and they will make sure it never happens again, that's for sure.
Troy Buford is here to offer us a perspective from the insurance side of things. So Troy, I would imagine that over the years you've seen a lot of claims from ice dams.
I have. It's one of the larger losses that we'll have during the winter time frame, with homeowners in particular.
What are some of the larger claims that you've seen?
Well, to put a dollar amount on it, it really depends on, of course, the size of the home and the amount of ice that will build up over the winter. But typically, when you figure in that the average homeowner loss is going to be somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000, these are usually closer in the $8,000 to $15,000 range.
Oh wow! Well, and it's not just the money, right? It's that kind of damage to your home has got to take its emotional toll as well.
Well, you certainly don't want to have your roof or your home open during the winter to have your roof being repaired. Number one, it's very difficult to get a roofing company out in the wintertime.
Good point.
Not only are they in high demand because of the frequency of ice dams and the resulting damage, but most roofers don't want to be climbing up on a roof in the wintertime with ice and snow because it's a dangerous situation for them or for their employees. And so when you have an ice dam and your roof has been compromised because of it, it's never quite the same. It's not uncommon for the next year or a couple of years later when there's yet another harsh winter for the same spot to leak again. And a lot of the reason for that is because when the damage is done in the winter and the repairs are done in the winter or still in cold temperatures, the expansion, the contraction of the repair usually doesn't hold as though it were built when it's intended to be built in the summer in the warm temperatures. And so you oftentimes have repeat leakage. Maybe not another ice dam, but the same area now leaks because it was compromised initially.
So Troy, in addition to the water damage that obviously is caused from an ice dam, what other problems can occur?
Well, the roof and water damage are the most immediate, and they're obviously the most visible and obvious. And that's usually when a person will file a claim is hey, my roof shingles just fell off my roof, or I've got major streams of water running down my home on my interior walls. But the other peripheral damage really is after the fact. At times there's water behind the drywall inside the home, and so no one realizes because, well, I had the contractor come out and fix my roof, but I never had anybody look on the inside. And what's the damage behind the drywall? Well, obviously over time that can create mold situations. It can create structural deficiencies in the framing if the wood is wet or the frame is wet. So there are things that occur behind the wall, so to speak, that are out of sight, out of mind, and you don't realize it until months down the road. And you start saying, boy, what is that mildewy smell? And you forget the fact that you had water running down your walls, and it wasn't just in front of your wall, it was behind your wall at the same time. The problem with that is most insurance policies have no mold and mildew coverage. It's an excluded coverage in homeowners' policies. And so then the homeowner is left with bearing the full consequence of the cost to repair that damage. And it's a costly expense depending on the degree of mold and mildew.
So the answer is to find a solution so you don't ever have those problems.
It's about preventative medicine, if you will, because you don't ever want that mold or mildew in the house, because those spores, if not even eradicated properly, can continue to grow, and it could end up in a different part of your home months later. Wow. Because mold spores are quite active.
So you're obviously familiar with thermal technologies.
I am familiar with thermal technologies. I have customers who have it on their homes. I also have seen homes that after ice dam has occurred, they're trying to get the product and learn more about it. it is something that I can honestly say I've never had an ice dam claim on a home that has a thermal technology product on it.
Wow, well that kind of says it all right there.
Yeah, it's probably more than coincidence or luck.
Thermal Technologies, a leading innovator and the best solution for your individual roof de-icing needs, with a variety of widths to fit any roof and colors to match any exterior. To find out more about our high-grade de-icing products, including our revolutionary T-panel and T-zone systems that virtually eradicate ice dams, visit our website at www.thermaltechusa.com.